Morning, my name is X, I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I am saying good day to you, a slang approach of saying hello. I had a wife. I have been married for 7 years on September 4, 2014. We have 2 beautiful children, boy and girl, perfect family, perfect life. On January 10, 2022, I found out she had, and still has been cheating on me. The guy she cheated with, he is an older and wealthier man than I am. I hate him, seriously do. He is a father of 2 at the school my daughter is currently enrolled in. He is also going through his own separation, divorce proceedings. I had shaken this guy's hand during last year 2021. I believe he made a move on my wife, and my wife condoned the move, and took part in an EI. I am unsure what to trust now. Basically, my wife and I had drifted apart for 6 to 8 months of 2021. I was very busy with work, on top of this. I was helping my wife's family build their clothing alterations business. I was focused on working my back off to provide financially. I guess that left my marriage in a vulnerable position as my wife wasn't getting the emotional needs she required from me. That was not to say that I didn't love her or showed her enough love during our busy period. We made love often, and I believed that we had a healthy marriage. I found evidence of deep emotional affair that he and my wife had partaken. When my son on his 3rd birthday on January 8th, she sent him a picture message of her and him, telling him, "I wish you were here. Love you." It made me sick. On December 30th, I remember trying to reconcile with my wife. And I got the dreaded words, "Mark, I love you, but I'm not in love with you." In any case, January 10th, 2022 will be etched in my soul forever. My late mother came to me in a dream and I woke up. At this stage we were still sleeping in the same room, bed, but no intimacy at all. My mother said the words, "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." I came to work and Googled the phrase, and basically it says that when your lover says this, 9/10 they are committed to another person. So, my heart skipped a beat, and I hacked into her email accounts to prove otherwise. I got the emails that proved EA. I then came home and told her family. She denied it. Denied that it was a stranger, some random guy that saw her in a shopping mall. In any case, I told her to end it. Her family was involved and present. She wrote a letter, email to end it, and I saw the email. So did her sister. She sent it to him, but alas, her mobile phone records, which she hid purposely, saw that she had been meeting up with him, calling, texting a lot. We tried marriage counseling during January. That didn't help, because she said to the counselor that she wanted separation 100% for 2 weeks. I said no way, I am not a used garbage to be tossed. In any case, I relented, and stayed for my parents for the weekend. Do you know what she did? She made me a babysitter, and while I was looking after the kids, she was with him at a hotel. I found out about it by snooping her wallet, finding the hotel card, ringing the hotel up, and asking if her and the OM was staying there. When I found out they were both there, that's when I went ballistic. Confiscated credit cards, her phone, her luxury bag, her keys to the car. I said, "Now you have nothing. Get out of our home." For 5 hours she ran away, and filed a police report. In any case, she came back, and she was unrepentant. All through February, we tried a 3-week separation. I left to live with my dad, partly to give myself space to heal, to pray to the Lord, partly to try out separation. But it was difficult. I love my children, and they miss me. My daughter initially told me that Chris and Michelle were amicable when they were at school together. They talked. My daughter even videotaped them both in her phone and showed me. My daughter hates this man, and knows why. I didn't tell her. She understood what was going on. In any case, OM's wife rang me out of the blue and told me that my wife and homewrecker man had a deep affair. I was wrecked. She rang me by Googling my work. I think she has had a private investigator on her husband and suspected something. In any case, my utter devastation was complete. I told my wife our marriage was over. I was hurt. I was so upset. So, come March, whereby last week, I sent my wife away on a health, spiritual retreat for 4 days. And then another 4 days away in the big city to go shopping. Boy, she did go shopping, and spend as much as she wanted. She did. She hated the retreat, as she was alone, could not contact homewrecker man. And she had counseling, and a lot of the counseling focused on her as a mother. A person, but not a wife. She said to me that she thinks she was a good wife. The conundrum is she feels lonely, unloved, and needs someone to help her through this, and that she has nobody. She feels she wants to be with somebody, but cannot. She feels stuck and caught in a hard rock place. I said to her I feel lonely and abandoned, and she feels the same, albeit she then challenged me about it. In any case, she also keeps blame shifting and keeps saying that the poor state of the marriage caused her to cheat. I push her to be distant, to cross the fence. To me unacceptable. No way did I ever do this. Wife then told me last Wednesday, the key words, verbatim, "There is not a day that I don't think about him." These words crushed me and liberated me at the same time. To hear the words uttered killed my heart, and at the same time, said, "Let her go. This is not your wife." So, I did. I have done a 180.no contact. kicked her out of the house, took the credit cards, the car, no answering phone calls. I will do more, need to do more. In Australia, legally, once you separate, you just cannot kick the WS out of the family home. They can live there for 12 months. So, I had to let her back in. She sleeps on the couch. To keep in contact with kids. My in-laws support me, as they know the truth. But blood is thicker than water. Her phone is glued to her. I want to really destroy it. Physically, I want her out. Comments. You say that you had a perfect life. But maybe you didn't. Obviously your wife didn't. You hate the other guy. He's older and wealthier. He shook your hand and took your wife's heart. That's humiliating. Hating the guy is just humiliating yourself further. Don't go there. It sounds as though you called a family conference to out your wife's affair. Was this the best way to go? Do you want, or expect everyone to take your side in this? You confiscated her stuff, to show her she had nothing. You sent her away on a retreat, which she hated. It sounds as though you chose it for her. Does she share your spiritual beliefs? The 180, as I understand it, is about taking your space to fix yourself. To take back your sense of self. Not about being some kind of avenger of wrongs. We're all in for a hard time emotionally here. I hear what you're feeling and sympathize. But you've got to get yourself to a better frame of mind to deal with this. Not just avenge your wife's treatment of your relationship. I hope what I've said is of some use. Maybe someone else here can put it better than I can. Offer you something that makes better sense than I can. People. OP responds. Yes, I have made a lot of mistakes, and yes, I am vengeful. I am hurt deeply. To clarify a few things. 1. When I found out about the EA, it was a shock. I had my father and her father in the room where I confronted her. Her family is close, and yes, they are involved. She keeps saying it will only push me away. But continually, she keeps seeing him. I guess it's her own free will, right? I guess I have told the family, in order for them to help me reason with her. 2. We did have a perfect life. The only reason why she strayed is because the OM was miserable and could validate her feelings. Because he had already gone there. He has been in separation, divorce mode for 5 years. He sees my vulnerable wife, and she pays attention to his problems. They share. Then bam, easy fix, start affair. Point is, he has been repeatedly told to stay away from us. But he keeps lingering. I guess it boils down to what her free will wants. 3. Yes, I confiscated the credit cards, the family car, and my own bedroom that we used to share. She maxed out the credit cards, the family car she was using to meet him, and I didn't cheat, so why should I sleep on the couch and be uncomfortable? I was doing it to be vengeful. I was doing it because I had enough of being used and abused. 4. The retreat she agreed to, and yes, she didn't like it, purely because she didn't have mobile phone connection to talk to the kids and him. Fair enough, the kids, but not him. We did share spiritual dealings, and she did connect and appreciate it, although she resented being alone, which is what she was feeling anyways before she left. 5. I have taken space and told her, you are not welcome in this home, purely because this home is a happy home where my wife would be loving to me and the children. The fact that you abandon, leave at night, to be God knows where, and come back at 7 a.m. the next morning, is wrong. Hence why I asked her to leave. Kick her out is too strong a word. 6. 180. You are right. I am trying to take care of myself. Very hard to. I've been trying to save the marriage by being kind to her, and doing things for her and the children. Kids are no one. But you are right, need to quieten my spirit and repent. 7. God helps. I'm trying to give it all to him, but it's hard. My nature of being in control is getting in the way. We are part of a Catholic church. We are devout, but lately, with business interests getting in the way, she wasn't going. She didn't go on Christmas Day, which was very sad. The decision made was based on my wife and I not having the right priorities. We prioritized having a family gathering, when in fact we should have gone to church. We should have prioritized the marriage. Instead, we tried to build a business. Therefore, foregoing weekends together. We should have been going out as a family together. Instead, I was missing dinner meals due to work commitments. Point is, I was devout. Very, so was my wife, and we turned away from God. I view it as his way to say to us both, I am the shepherd, and I will tend to my stray sheep by bringing them back. I have been brought back, but my wife has strayed far and distant. The other man, he just sends his kids to the Catholic school. He doesn't have strong faith in Christ. He is materialistic. I can go on here but won't. I am hard on myself, as I wanted to achieve a lot in my time but focused on the wrong things. Balance is the key. Same with everyone. I need perspective, and this 180 is the key. I have lost so much weight, from 72 kgs to 65 kgs. In 4 mths. People notice it. Family was priority, but I guess we should have been seeing God first. Put him first, and our spirit is healed and cleansed. I don't know. I just need the time to really heal first. I've had this respiratory problem for a month now that won't go away. The kind of 180 I'm doing is kind of hard, as she is living in the same roof. Would it be better if I just left and had no contact with her, or I ask her to leave? The dialogue is very minimal. as I have a full-time job, and she does not. I asked her to heat up an oven meal for the kids for this evening's meal. She heatedly retorted back, am I being dictated to cooking as well? I backed down and said, no, you can do whatever you like. I just feel that she is just so angry and upset at me that I want her out of the picture for good now. I just don't know how to execute a 180 with her in the home. I could move out again. I did separate for 3 weeks. It was hard for me emotionally as the kids needed me. My wife wasn't able to cope at all. House was a mess. It did slow her down, and she was exhausted. I will contemplate it. Personally, I know OM has his own issues, and I know I don't want him moving in the house at all. As an update, the family, her side, are going to give an ultimatum as they have uncovered more lies and deceit on her side. And she won't talk to them. They are going to give an ultimatum to either choose the family or the OM. I already have given this, and she chose OM, hence it will be a really trying day. I feel very guilty and have spoken to God about it. I asked for mercy and lenience, but I believe it's his way to be done. Hence, I am so unsure now. I'm getting a medical checkup today, as I've really taken on the stress too much. Just nothing right physically. Take it easy. The reason why family is involved is kind of how we interact, us being Asian culture. Descent. Family helps solve problems, issues together. She hasn't consulted the family because the OM has serious issues. In any case, yesterday, she SMS'd me and said pick up your daughter from school because I have no money to put petrol in the car. I was like, what the duck? I have a full-time 9-to-5 job here. School finishes at 3:30 p.m. I then asked my father-in-law to pick her up, which he does from time to time, in emergency situations. She then goes off, threatening to call police that her daughter is being picked up by people other than me or her. I was like, what the duck? This is your dad. She says, stop involving family, and kept abusing, swearing at me via SMS. Put simply, she has gone off the rails. The family had a meeting, all of us, to discuss the situation, and everybody is on the same page. I don't want to do in my wife, no way, but the OM is very dangerous. The gravity of the situation is too much for me to handle. I guess having the family deal with it evens out the playing field, so to speak. I mean, it's me versus OM and wife. Now it's me and family versus OM and wife. I know it's not textbook or advised by the counselors. If I want my marriage to work, at this stage, divorce is on the cards. What I'm concerned about is her safety and well-being. That's it, just an update. The family delivered an ultimatum. It's the family or him. The response was, I tried to come back and do the right thing, but I can't. I'm sorry. Hence the family has lost a loved one, a special person. We hope and pray to God that she realizes that this man is indeed an evil man. And when I say evil, I mean evil. I will remain vigilant. I will look after my beautiful daughter and son on my own. She has made a choice, and now the family has to help our abandoned ones. Given the magnitude of the decision she has made, which is to totally reject myself, her own father and mother, plus 2 sisters. It's been a period of mourning of losing someone we dearly love. We have lost a daughter, sister, niece, wife, but at this stage not a mother. She came back home last night after midnight, probably visiting the OM. I have been strong and supported the family. My mother-in-law said to me to watch her, as she is still sleeping in the couch and taking care of the children. Here in Australia, the parent cannot take the children away from their home unless there is an agreement, or else that's termed as abduction. In any case, mother-in-law asked me to be patient, let her stay and watch for signs and clues that she is turning. If she hasn't turned or calmed down by Sunday, then we will ask her to leave. The family and I have made the decision to expel her because what she has done and doing, we cannot abide by. Pure and simple. If she so chooses the OM, then we cannot be a party to it. End of story. Yes, it might push her away further, but what are we to do? Abide by her wishes. So, at this stage, let her be. Let her go. I have been praying to God, and by praying, I let him speak to me. Let his will be done. When I refer to family, I meant her mom, dad and 2 sisters. Her family gave her the ultimatum last night. You choose the family or him. That meant, you live with us, and take the kids, or else. She chose him. By her words, I tried to do the right thing, but I can't. She chose him last night by going to him. We have already separated. I'm not doing the ultimatum to her. Her parents and her own family are telling her all this. She sleeps on the couch downstairs, while I keep to myself. I'm doing my 180 by being on my own, praying to God, not communicating to her. She has already chosen the OM, hence physically and emotionally she's already there. What we are doing as family is giving her ultimatums. Quit cheating, or suffer the consequences. I'm really unsure if she will come back. I'm really unsure at this stage. I have just kept my 180, focusing on getting better and making sure I get proper sleep. I do hope she comes to her senses. At least that way we can deal with a normal human being. My main aim is to heal the family, which she is part of. I am not even thinking about falling in love or saving marriage. I just can't. Comments. This situation could not possibly get any better for a 180. You've exposed her and now she's losing her parents, sisters, and children for an affair with a codependent guy going through his own divorce. If he was interested in a healthy long-term relationship with her, he would have taken his time after divorce. At least a year. And would have taken the kids along with her. So, it's a rebound affair. Unfortunately, this one may take a while because she is in a codependent relationship with a doctor who can keep her depending on him with money, meds, and distance. Both your W and OM are codependent in one way or another, coming out of a relationship and jumping into another one. So, there is going to be a lot of unresolved issues and distrust towards each other. I want to take a leap and guess his divorce from his wife was due to an affair before your wife. Yeah, guess how long it's going to take before the thrill wears off and she gets tired of jealous "where are you" calls. You have to keep optimistic about this and stay positive with your 180. One day she will see she gave up on a family and a H that truly cared for her for someone that only wanted a relationship to take the sting out of his own divorce. You can kick yourself all you like, but you're the better man, taking care of her kids, doing everything to get her back, and the man her family respects. You held up your end of the commitment. The only thing I can advise you is to get her family to 180 as well. Every time they pressure her to choose you over him, they're doing more harm than good. They've made their ultimatum and made it clear they won't put up with her wayward and adulterous ways right now. So, have them stop pressuring her and just collectively stop talking to her until she can accept some responsibility, and at the very least act like a mother. It's going to hurt her much worse if she feels she's lost everything and can't come back. OP responds, just to clarify a few points, the OM has been in a separation, divorce limbo for 5 years. Yep, crazy I know. As far as he is having a previous affair, I wouldn't be surprised given his track record and his personality to date. My wife also did mention to me that when he was at the school, he would ogle on the pretty young teachers there. I hope God makes her realize this. Also, to note, I as a man, if I was in his position, I would have already told my STBXW that she could move in with me and, or financially support her already, given she is very short of cash and apparently he has a lot of wealth. Purportedly, hey, he drives an AMG. There is a thing called commitment, and the way to show commitment is through actions, not through words. But I know he hasn't done this, and that is a key difference here. As for her family and parents, they have totally backed off. When I say backed off, they haven't spoken to her at all. They wanted to cancel her mobile phone account but will let her be for the next few days. If she doesn't respond to their business requests, as the mobile phone is a business phone, they will cut it off. Simple, but blood is thicker than water, so I won't be there for that. As for me, the 180 is working to an extent, but more so my faith in God. Today, I'm starting to control my health issues, like I've been sick for 2 weeks now. Once I control my health issues, I can then start to exercise, get well, then start making sure the house is clean, and earn more money for me and the children. As an update to all, this morning, both my children came up to me, 6 and 3 years old, and said, "Mommy wants you to give us money." I was appalled. She is using her children to get money. Just goes to show true human behavior, right? Another thing, every night, after she puts the children to sleep with my help, she leaves to go to him. She comes back at 11 p.m. to midnight. I get angry about this, as she comes in, to disrupt my sleep. Also note, do you know how humiliating that is? To have her come back after seeing him breaks me. Last night, I broke down and gave this problem to my Lord Jesus. But it's so hard to accept this, very hard. I'm trying to pray for him to give me a solution. My gut tells me to ask her to leave. And no matter the consequences legally, that you shouldn't have to put up with this, but I'm not sure. Help please. Should I ask her to leave the home, sleep elsewhere, most likely to this man? Comment. So, she's coming home and picking fights with you to ease her guilt from stepping out. This means part of her does feel ashamed, but also that she is planning her escape with you being the catalyst and forcing her to leave. This is just so she doesn't have to take responsibility and can blame you for her hurt feelings later on. If you fall for her games and blow up at her now, she will leave but could use your words against you. That being said, she can't keep cake eating and coming home to play mommy while treating you poorly, and she will not respect you for allowing her to treat you like this. She's testing you because she feels like you are lesser than the OM, and whenever she has doubts about him will continue to do so. If everything was perfect between them and she didn't have any regrets, she would come in a daze and just go to bed or stay up thinking about him instead of picking fights with you. You've got to stand up in a mature way and ask her, what are you really upset about? Then take yourself out of the running and agree with her feelings. Look, I get it, you've found the perfect guy and are divorcing me for someone who can give you everything. I'm not upset about it, and I don't deserve to be treated like this for no reason. So, what are you upset with me about? Odds are she doesn't even know, but I know from experience with my wife, after doing everything right and being treated like dirt, even her parents asked her, why are you so mean to him? It's because she is trying to find enough of a reason to keep seeing the OM when she knows it's not the right thing to do, or you are the better option and she doesn't want to accept it. So, what do you do with your daughter when she throws a fit? You let her know her actions are not acceptable and you ignore her temper until she calms down and wants to be treated with respect. Same goes for you, wife. If she comes home at midnight and wants to stand over you and shout, then take a deep breath and tell her you will talk about it in the morning, but you're not going to wake up everyone in the house so you guys can have an argument. Both people have to agree to have an argument, otherwise it's one-sided and the other person usually walks away with the other instigating to feel right. Without that power, she will have to deal with her hurt feelings on her own and the realization that she is powerless and giving up everything for an affair. OP responds, as an update, last night, I took the kids out for dinner and a shopping spree. Basically, they have a few kiddie parties to go to. So I splashed out on toys, etc. Had a great time. Also, we visited her parents, and they were so happy to see their grandchildren. They cannot believe that she has gone astray like this. It's a sad situation for them. My father-in-law told me, I failed to discipline you enough. That's why you are doing this. He is very upset with himself. I told him, no, it's not your fault. She must learn now. I did get my wish last night, which is for her to totally leave the house. She didn't come back until 9 a.m. in the morning to take my daughter to performing arts school. However, getting my wish of her not being at home killed me. Literally killed me. In-laws rang me this morning and asked what time she came home. My response was she didn't come home. Look, she does feel ashamed and guilty. She actually oozes it. I can really tell because I can see her stealing glances at me as she has come back. There is absolutely no communication at all between us. I don't utter a word, which is driving her crazy. She tries to pick a fight, which she hasn't lately, and I walk away to another room. I haven't let her treat me like dirt, because I don't give her a chance. Basically, I just don't tolerate her outburst, which she is definitely having. As for the big shot hasn't really given her any money. If I was in his shoes, I would have. No new credit cards, or cash or anything. Very surprising and indeed splendid for the family. She has been asking my daughter and son to give her money, which is a low act. I don't give in. I just walk away, and if kids really need money, I tell them I will handle it. I think at this stage of where I am at, I will let her deal with her feelings, as I'm doing my 180 and concentrating on my feelings and embracing my reality. That way, let her do some heavy lifting of her own psyche. I owe her nothing and right now have given her nothing. If she continues to fight me, it's a one-sided fight. Or as the Bible says, turn the other cheek. So as an update, blood is thicker than water. Definitely. And make no mistake, I learned that lesson last night when my in-laws said to me, listen, if you want Michelle back, you have to back down and let her win. Win. I know, it meant that I have to drop the cheating and infidelity and just let her be. Give back the credit cards, the car, and let her sleep in the marital bed while I go sleep on the couch. Her parents have also given her money now. Pathetic. Their actions basically condone the affair. As it currently stands. In any case, facts are facts. We usually have Sunday dinner as a family. And they asked me last night, where is she tonight? As I had the kids with me, I said, she is with They didn't believe me, so they asked the kids, and the kids said, we don't know. Her parents were upset and told their grandchildren to tell their mom to come over. So, when I did get home, and she was there, she was told to come over by her kids. She didn't like this one bit. She blamed me, but the kids said, no, grandparents told us. She was quiet. I am staying out of it. The extended family who has been consulted are mightily angry at the stance they have taken. So much so, that they have not spoken to them. I have told the extended family not to get involved now. That whatever will be will be. The 180 is working fine. The only rule I cannot follow is not snooping, which is very hard. I found 2 copies of separation documents on her carry bag. She got it on Friday, and basically today, Monday, she still hasn't served it to me yet to fill out. She is sick at the moment, and for the last 2 nights, has spent the night at home, rather than the wish she went with him, to spread the germs and both get sick. I have not spoken to her at all, and she has a really anguished look every time she sees me. I don't know, but I can see her breaking apart inside. Oh, I'm over my sickness. We'll start getting back to gym and really working on myself. Took care of the kids and had a lot of fun over the weekend, and I'm coming to the realization that she made a choice to not be with me, and to continue to not be with me. Hence, well, if that's the case, maybe it's time to move on, right? Today I broke the 180 rules. Told the wife, 1, I want to do the grocery shopping, so as not to be codependent on her. I told her that anything she could do, I wanted to learn for my own sake. She said she would help. 2, I asked her to consider moving our daughter to another school. She said she thought about it as well. 3, she then told me was considering moving as kids as well. I told her I don't care. She then said to me, therefore our daughter doesn't have to move. I was like, no, I want to move because the school I want our daughter to be in is academically superior. 4, told her the first day we met was the worst day of my life. Probably the wrong thing to say if I want to but I felt it, and wish my life was different. 5, I then asked her if she was okay. I don't know why I did that. She replied, no. I'm living a walking nightmare. 6. Found out that she is taking the morning after pill. In any case, I have paid off all my children's extracurricular activities. They cost a lot. In any case, she asked me, look, it's a lot of money. I said back, I don't care. I want to pay because our children deserve to be happy. I know for a fact the OM doesn't think along the lines like me and that he will not put his kids to expensive extracurricular activities. I need to stick to my 180 and pray. I was really good the last few days and started to spiritually heal, and physically I've started to exercise. I guess the 180 coincides with my deep faith that I am supposed to leave my problems, issues, marriage to God. I have problems doing this due to my controlling nature and the situation I find myself in. This is only the negative, that I am prone to just snoop and investigate and keep tabs. In the long run, this hurts me as I cannot move on, but more importantly, it gets in God's way. As he says, let thy will be done. Under legal separation law, I cannot ask my WS to leave. We have a form whereby we fill out the separation under the one roof and prove a lot of hurdles to basically get a divorce. It must take 1 year to divorce. Having said that, the 180 is working. 1. She is spending more time at the house and speaking to me. I don't answer, but she has initiated communication, has started to email me again. 2. There was an incident this morning that she did something, and I laughed, and she laughed. 3. She is going out with her cousins today, of which both know our situation, but she doesn't think they do. I need an offensive game and take initiative away from her, but legally I cannot take her out of the home. I was thinking of telling all her school friends the facts of the situation and expose this to the school principal. Legal aid told me that I couldn't ask her to move out. Under Oz separation laws they can stay, if they wish, under their home. If they leave, they still don't lose their rights. Her actions do speak louder than words, and yes, it is against Catholics what she is doing, and it is immoral. I haven't believed a word she has spoken to date since, and I have said to her cheaters are very, very good liars. Just like you. No comeback from that from her. My 180 is exactly just that. I walk around pretending she isn't there. In fact, my 180 and going to God has really helped me. This time last week, I was struggling with the enormity of not talking to her and being sick. Today, I am working out and working on my career, my kids and my spiritual self. I am closer to God and my children. That said, I do trip up and have a laugh. Call it my confidence starting to come back and acknowledging her presence, even though I dislike it. That's for her father and mother. They haven't done anything, which is why I'm upset. But her family has totally disowned her and don't count her as part of the family. You are right, her father and mother care for her, but don't care that I have been mistreated. They care not to lose their reputation for their sake and their daughters. Personally, I will let God handle this. My focus is on myself and my children. I cannot enforce her to leave, get out, because frankly it's against the law. And I may be taken out first. I have written up my will, and she is out. I have changed my superannuation executor to be my sister to look after my kids. I have given her all her bills to pay, of which she has no money at all to pay. None at all. Her parents may give her money, but not me. Yes, it hurts to my psyche that she has given herself to another man. But let me make it clear. Through God, his will be done, not mine. And God is righteous and will be the only judge of her. I cannot intercede because I will not go there. I won't choose her paths. I will continue my path to being closer to God and my children. And this has made me a better man. Basically, what I am saying is, I'm sick and tired of fighting something that will not achieve any positive result. If I kick her out, the law enforcement agencies will come in and say, hey, you can't do that. Hence it makes things worse. If I tell her parents, hey, she sneaks out every night, they already know this. So what? If I tell her parents, hey, she is taking the morning after pills, then that will hurt her even more. If I expose her truly, that would really desolate her, and people might pity her and help her. So, I thought it best to leave her alone. I have let her go. My problem is I snoop and investigate. When I stop doing this, and really change me, and be closer to God, that's when I will be truly better. She wanted to go out on Friday night and asked me. I said I'm going out. And you have the kids. A good thing is, she won't bring him over, as the law in Oz states that if she does, that's trespassing and I can fully prosecute. I haven't really gone out to lounge or have a drink. I am still working on me first and my confidence and getting my spiritual self right. I have been going to church at night, and staying there, then coming home, and then sleeping. I have told her already that I want a divorce. I have told her parents, and my parents. Both sets have said, if that is what you want, so be it. I told them, no, it's not what I want, but she is cheating, won't stop and continues to hurt me. The kids and her family. Plus, she chose him over the family. So, my choice is clear, right? My aim is to cleanse my soul as well, telling her that April 4th was the worst day of my life. Because I met her. Was part of that. My aim is to gather myself and keep going. Overtake her choice, and be the better person, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. I am doing all now, and that's what I'm going to do. In my belief, because my wife has committed adultery, I am allowed to divorce. But God doesn't permit it, doesn't want me to divorce. In my prayers, He has said to me, I will restore your marriage. I just cringe at the thought of it. I just pray to God, let thy will be done. And that helps me. I know it sounds crazy, but my faith keeps healing me. That's all I need. I agree, I can divorce on adultery grounds. Point taken. As far as starting the divorce, in Oz, it takes 12 months. You must satisfy the family law courts that we have been separated for 12 months. Then we have to go to these counseling classes, and an assessor tells us whether it's redeemable or not. It's not as easy as in the US. As an update, I'm fine. Personally, I've been really positive. I have a friend who is Christian. I'm Catholic, and his family took me, my daughter and son, to their Christian church. It was good, really, really good, and far closer to God, as far as I'm concerned with her and what she does. I have been speaking to her, and there are massive doubts on her side. She is not getting anything from him and has already said to me, OP, I feel you are moving on and are well. Damn right, woman. I am getting better by God's will. And more so, the children are following their father, more than her. Her dad and mum have turned against me. They want me to change tactics and give back credit cards, car, etc. I said no. The extended family, uncles and aunts, have castigated her parents. So there is a family upheaval going on that I am not involved in. My wife was at her sister's 21st on Sunday, and everyone is there. Everybody noticed how different she looks, not like a mother, more like a single woman. Hence my mother-in-law disapproves, and said quietly to me, I will deal with her. I don't care what her family does. I care about me healing, which I started. Doing chin-ups and a good half-hour boxing last night does wonders to the ego. All in all, good. Took the wedding ring off, cast it away, told the ex-wife, enough, get out of the house. Basically, had lunch with and his kids, instead of me and my kids. Today, Good Friday, I put her stuff in a jumbled mess in her car, told her to leave me with the kids. She agreed. That's that, people. The end. An update. STBXW is threatening me with an AVO, which stands for Apprehended Violence Order, because I asked her to leave the family home. I'm like, what the duck? I haven't seen you in 5 days, and you do this? She took me off Facebook, marriage status, and added OM on. What a D move. Struggling to walk with God today. Really didn't sleep much as I'm lost. Having said that, have coped better today given a friend gave me some really clear-cut advice. Breakthrough is called a breakthrough because we need to go through to break the situation. It is hard and painful, but we have our God on our side. I'm going to turn the other cheek, and just let them be. They cannot take the children and me out of the home. I have started the process of living separately under one roof in divorce proceedings. I need a good Christian, Catholic lawyer, as I need to figure out if I could get them to put a clause in that, hey, until the divorce is finalized, I will not allow my children to see him. I have been doing a massive 180, but she is retaliating, and, on the weekend, she introduced my children to him and they went out both Friday and Saturday nights. I mean, come off it. I want to put a separation clause that states they cannot introduce each other's partners. Still fuming at this mess. What do you guys think of this full story? I mean, at the end of the day, OP is finally able to move on. It is somewhat a good ending. You agree? Sub and bell and let's learn from the next story.